watching the Daily Roundup by People's Dispatch, where we bring you some of the top stories from around the world. Let's take a look at the headlines. Nicolas Maduro hails Venezuela-Colombia ties. UN Special Rapporteur denounces Polish policies on refugees. Democratic Way announces formation of a new workers' party in Morocco. Rift between the US and EU over the fate of the Iran nuclear deal. The Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro on Thursday, July 28, said that a meeting held between the Venezuelan Foreign Minister Carlos Faria and the incoming Foreign Minister in Colombia's new administration, Alvaro Levia Duran, was successful. He called it a virtuous, extraordinary, successful meeting that was held in the spirit of Bolivar. He further added that the meeting held in the state of Táchira in western Venezuela has brought the two countries closer, and they can now look forward to a future of peace, love and prosperity. He extended his thanks to the president-elect of Colombia, Gustavo Petro, for sending his foreign minister to take part in the meeting. The meeting between the two countries' officials lasted about 3 hours. It tackled 14 important issues facing both the countries, including critical issues of security on their shared border. President Maduro later also briefly spoke about joint security plans for border security in the near future. He also recognized the importance of opening the border for trade, people-to-people contact, and cultural and regional exchanges. Reports noted that the meeting also paid tribute to legendary Venezuelan leader and the leader of the Bolivarian Revolution, Hugo Chavez. Meanwhile, a day earlier, Maduro had raised alarm over possible last-minute terrorist threats arising against Colombia from the outgoing Colombian administration of right-wing President Iván Duque. At a ceremony to designate new military commands, he implored the Bolivian National Armed Forces (FANB) to remain alert and vigilant to violent plots being planned by the outgoing Colombian government. He also extended his warning to the police, intelligence and counterintelligence forces of the country. The United Nations Special Rapporteur for Migrants' Rights on Thursday, July 28, slammed Poland for its cruel and discriminatory policy towards non-Ukrainian refugees. Special Rapporteur Felipe González Morales called on Poland to immediately end this policy of double standards. While praising the actions of the Polish government and citizens for taking in more than 2 million Ukrainian refugees and extending them protection and assistance following the breakout of the Russia-Ukraine conflict, Morales highlighted the wide range of difficulties that non-Ukrainian nationals have faced when seeking refuge in Poland. Morales was on a visit to Poland and Belarus from July 20 to July 25, following which he raised these concerns regarding the matter. Since war erupted between Russia and Ukraine, thousands of people from the global south, mainly students who were studying in both Russia and Ukraine, started trying to escape nearby European countries such as Poland. Morales said that these refugees have been facing issues such as difficulties in obtaining residence permits, not being given appropriate housing, as well as not enjoying the same legal protection as Ukrainian refugees. Additionally, the hundreds of thousands of migrants and refugees from countries in the Middle East and North Africa have been trying to enter Poland from the Poland-Belarus border to ultimately reach the European Union. These refugees and asylum seekers are escaping war, poverty, and persecution. Poland has reportedly responded to the refugees' arrival by setting up an emergency zone, building a steel border barrier, and launching a violent crackdown on the refugees to push them back from the border. Many migrants and refugees have also ended up in detention centers, including children, pregnant women, and people with mental health issues. Morales called these cruel and inhumane policies flagrant violations of international humanitarian law, urging relevant authorities to immediately move those being held in detention to proper homes and better, more open facilities. Moving on to our third story, at the end of its 5th national conference, the Democratic Way in Morocco announced the formation of a new political party, the Workers' Democratic Way Party, as a party of the working class with a socialist and anti-imperialist ideology. The 3-day conference was held in Rabat on July 22, 23 and 24. The conference elected an 81-member Central Committee and a 21-member Political Bureau of the new party and elected Jamal Bareja as its General Secretary and Abdul Hamid Amin and Zehra Azlaf as his deputies. According to a statement issued after the end of the conference, the new party will be an independent party for the working class in Morocco, fighting for national liberation, democracy, and socialism. The 3-day conference was held despite hostilities and repression by the state authorities. The Moroccan government had not only denied permission for holding the conference at a public venue, but also took violent action against Democratic Way leaders when they protested the denial earlier this month. The Democratic Way thanked the Rabat Bar Association, which finally provided the venue for the conference. At the end of the conference, Democratic Way relieved General Secretary Mustafa Brahma from his work for the organization. The Workers' Democratic Way Party will work on a program that aims to create a socialist society in Morocco. It will focus on proletarianization of its cadres by inculcating a revolutionary spirit among them for this purpose, said a statement released at the end of the conference. The new party will wage struggles against neoliberal capitalist exploitation and authoritarianism in Morocco. The party will resist all attempts to snatch the basic rights of workers by opposing regressive laws that curtail the rights to strike and unionize. And finally, at a time when Iran is considering the draft proposal submitted by European Union's High Representative of Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, Joseph Borrell, earlier this week to revive the nuclear deal, Brett McGurk, White House Middle East coordinator and Joe Biden's advisor on the Middle East, asserted on Wednesday that revival of the deal is highly unlikely. According to a report in Axios on Wednesday, McGurk blamed Iran for stalling the finalization of the deal by asking the US to add something to pot to finalize the deal. Without clarifying what he meant, he said that the US is not going to do such a thing and instead he is planning to impose more sanctions on Iran in order to ensure its diplomatic isolation. The statement comes on the day after Borrell's opinion piece in Financial Times claiming the time to save the deal is now. He also noted that though Donald Trump's so-called maximum pressure campaign failed, despite the best efforts of remaining participants, Iran's people have been deprived of the full benefits of the sanctions lifting. Borrell emphasized that despite political risks involved for the US administration in the context of the upcoming midterm elections for the US Congress, the draft of the proposal submitted by him should be taken into consideration and decisions need to be taken to seize this unique opportunity to succeed. In a kind of assertion to Borrell's claims on Thursday, French President Emmanuel Macron had also said that the chance of JCPOA's revival are still there. Syed Mohammad Marandi, professor at Tehran University and part of the official Iranian delegation at talks in Vienna, claimed on Wednesday that Europeans had been willing to resume the deal for a long time now, but the US has been reluctant to do so. Donald Trump had withdrawn from the multi-party JCPOA unilaterally in 2018 and imposed various sanctions against Iran, questioning the effectiveness of the deal in curbing Iranian missiles program and its regional policy. Iran has since then scaled down its commitments to the deal. Joe Biden had promised to revive the deal once in power but has failed to do so due to internal differences and strict oppositions from Israelis. And that's all for today's episode. For more such stories, visit our website peoplesdispatch.org and follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.